Hello everyone, and welcome back into the Bulldog Business Show. Of course, this is our way of sharing exciting things that happen here in the College of Business. We also invite you to follow us on social media because we share content there too. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, so go ahead and give us a follow. Also, welcome in our podcast listeners. We're glad that you're joining us as well. So in the College of Business, we pride ourselves on giving our students real-world experiences. We want them to learn by doing, and that's the basis of our live case courses. In just a moment, we're going to tell you exactly how the class operates and hear from a business that's benefiting from the experience this semester. First, though, we're going to begin, as we always do, with some business bites for you. So, Startup Summit 2025 is in the books, and it was a big success. Our e-center welcomed student entrepreneurs from across the nation and business owners throughout the state of Mississippi, and we awarded nearly $100,000 in prizes. There were two categories this year. The Mississippi Made category was for businesses here in the Magnolia State. Bulldog Business was for any college student that had a startup idea. More than 75 companies entered over 2 days of competition, and we saw student startups from right here on campus at MSU, from Arkansas, North Carolina, Massachusetts, and throughout the Southeast. The event culminated with a reception and some networking opportunities for all of the competitors. All right, well, this is where industry insight meets opportunity. The 37th annual I-Day, hosted by our Risk Management and Insurance program, brought together hundreds of professionals from across the Southeast for insightful discussion on today's critical insurance issues. From AI to ethics, I-Day really did deliver this year. Insurance Day has been a cornerstone event in the insurance landscape for more than 30 years, and we're happy to host it here at MSU. All right, now to our live case class with our marketing students. So with the guidance of faculty, these students have been working with a company that makes olive oil, Terra Delyssa. They've been researching and have made some recommendations to the company executives. They did that on campus earlier today before we came into the studio. They even had the opportunity to visit facilities in Tunisia during a spring break trip. So joining me now to talk more about it is one of their instructors, and we thank you so much for being here with us, Emily Stokes. Great to have you. So let's first of all explain to our viewers, to our listeners, exactly how the live case course operates.
So in our live case, we have a group of 20 students that encompass 10 undergrad as well as 10 graduate students. And these students came together to solve real world marketing problems. And so we worked with Terra Delyssa, and they offered us a business to business problem as well as a business to consumer problem with two of their brand new products that they're launching and bringing to market here in the United States.
Okay.
So our goal was to bring a full marketing strategy and analysis to find a strategy that fits best for them.
So the students take everything they've learned in the classroom through their lectures and talking with you all to tackle this problem. So talk about that process and you as a faculty member walking them through that with your colleague Myles.
Yeah, so Dr. Landers and I, this was a very different class than probably any other student has taken before. So it's not your typical traditional sit in a classroom, we study these chapters and take an exam. It's not like that at all. So it's very hands-on, pivotal learning that is taking the consulting project that Terra Delyssa has tasked us with and bringing it to life. So we give structure to the students, but we're also expecting them to kind of branch out and live in the gray and understand a little bit more of what it's like in the real world today.
So in trying to take on the problem, come up with a solution, what's involved in that? Is there research involved?
Yes.
There's a visit, I know, to the facilities?
Yes, so our students did lots and lots of research this semester. So in the marketing world, we did both primary research as well as secondary research. So primary research is the studies that we looked at ourselves. So we reached out to people all over the nation trying to get survey responses, focus group, ethnographic studies to try to gain what is needed for our consumer. So we did that as well as the secondary sources of looking at journal articles and what's out there in the industry today, and really tried to bring a full real world picture back to life. But I think what was most critical was taking our students to Tunisia, because even though we did all of this research throughout the semester, they didn't have a full understanding of what the problem was until we saw it on site. So we got to visit Tunisia over spring break, where we got to see actually the olive trees, the farms, the production, the bottling facility, the PET facility, and I think it really brought a full picture to the students to understand what the problem was at hand.
So under your guidance and Dr. Landers, so you're there as basically consultants for them.
Yes.
So how do you sort of I guess, stay in your lane and not take over the process? As you see them doing something, you go, no, 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 we don't want to do that.
All semester long, Dr. Landers and I have said we are kind of the guardrails.
Okay.
So this is where the students can go and explore and learn. So before they're in their real world and their internships or their jobs, we let them run with their ideas.
Okay.
Some of them were fantastic, some of them not so much, but we were kind of those bumper guards in between. So that way, if they failed, we were there to catch them. But honestly, the students did such a great job. We just kind of led them down the path, and we gave them the tools and the resources to help them be successful.
So the end game is for them to then present to the company what they've come up with. They did that earlier today, so talk about that process.
Yes, so we had Terra Delyssa in our offices this morning, and so we also had members from the Tunisian team on a WebEx call. So it was a full kind of view of Cho America as well as Terra Delyssa that were on site with us today. We gave a 2-hour presentation with all of our findings, and honestly, that wasn't enough time. The students did so much research this semester. We also presented them with 120 pages of documentation of just extra material and things that were needed. But having them on site was just so impactful for us because we got to share all the hard work that our students have been putting together all semester. And so we touched on kind of the key highlights that we have been working on, but very high level. So more to come, lots of more details.
And what a sense of pride for those students to be able to present that in front of them. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk to one of those representatives from Terra Delyssa right after the break. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Mississippi State University's College of Business creates connections that can change lives, with more than $2 million available in scholarships next year. Take advantage of the top research institution in the state. Professors have practical experience in their field, and students have the opportunity to work on live projects with partner companies. Earn your MBA online in as few as 10 courses from U.S. News & World Report's Top 100 program. Give your business career a head start. Visit business.msstate.edu to learn more.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Joining us now is Nada Rashidat. She's the marketing manager for Cho America, which is the parent company for Terra Delyssa, who the students presented to this morning. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And welcome to Bulldog Country, Mississippi State University.
It's my pleasure to be here.
So let's talk about, first of all, the opportunity of having a group of students to tackle a problem within the company and watched it unfold and them coming to a conclusion for you.
So at our company, because we believe in innovation and our leadership is a strong believer of education and the importance of it. Once we heard about this opportunity, we were so excited to be part of it. And at the same time, the nature of our product, olive oil, is known to be a healthy product. And a lot of people think that consumers are mostly from the older demographic, and then we wanted to connect with the younger demographic who are also into the health and sustainability at the same time. So it's been great to see their perspective and having that fresh eye and giving insights into how we can promote our olive oil into that specific segment.
So as a marketing pro yourself now, so sort of think back to your days of education where these students are, how do you think an experience like this is beneficial for them to get to where you are?
I think it's they're really lucky to have this kind of hands-on experience. I remember my days, the most that we could have is a speaker from a company, which was great, but to have the opportunity to get all the data, the insights, and do the actual tactics that are needed to do the job is really helpful. And I think it's gonna empower them and make them even just ready to go to work.
You use the word empower, and I have to believe that they really do feel empowered after standing in front of you today, after other executives on WebEx and presenting a 2-hour presentation on what they've learned. That's very impressive.
It is. They did an amazing job. We were impressed. Me and my team who joined virtually, we thought they did an amazing job.
So based on what they have come up with through their research, what was your reaction to their resolution to the problem?
I really liked the creativity and their way of the out-of-box ideas they proposed. But what's interesting is that everything was, as mentioned, it was backed by the research and the surveys that they've done.
So how important do you think it is to have that sort of youthful, because you call it sort of out-of-box perspective, because once you've been in, I think, in a business arena for a long time, you sort of do things the way they've always been done. So having these youthful eyes on things and understanding the way they interpret messages, how they produce messages, is important for you.
It's very important, and they are able to know what's trending, how to capitalize on social media trends, how to engage with consumers at their age, better than us, actually.
You mentioned social media. I was going to ask you, how many times did social media come up in that presentation? More social media.
It was actually part of the problem, because we wanted a viral strategy for our brand. So it is actually one of the fundamental strategies they had to work on. And
so prior to working with these students, how would you say your social media strategy was working? Did you have one, or were you just sort of winging it, would you say?
We had one. We kind of gave priority to other projects, but we just needed the manpower to activate more and scale.
I teach a group of students here, like freshman level students, and I've told most of them that most of you could probably graduate and get a job doing social media for any company, because I think they understand it on a level maybe that my age group doesn't understand it on, because they're, as we call them, digital natives. So they understand what people like.
They do, yes. But because they did the whole analysis, they understand the industry now, and they learned what our goal is, the objectives. So they are doing it with a purpose, meaning making it much more impactful.
If there were other companies out there who were considering a project like this, allowing college students, specifically our college students, because we'd love to see them do more, what would be your advice to them? What would you say to them based on this experience that you've had with these students?
I'd highly recommend that, and I would encourage them to work closely with the students, give them as much context and information they would need, and just expect great results.
And the great thing about it is you don't just plop a problem in their hands. There is conversation throughout the entire process, right?
Yes.
And so being able to get that feedback from them and then them from you was helpful to them?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're so happy again to have you on campus.
Thank you so much.
So happy you had a great outcome with our students, and looking forward to possibly working with you more in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, before we go, as always, we have to remind you about Club 1915. If you're watching us, scan the QR code there on your screen. It'll take you directly to a site where you can find out more information and join the club. And if you're listening to us on our podcast, our website is business.msstate.edu/Club 1915. Always great to share information here from the College of Business at Mississippi State, and we'll see you next time on the Bulldog Business Show.